Okay. Well, maybe let's start with a recap of our week. Why don't we start there? We didn't shoot last week, so another skipped week. Do you want to tell folks what's been going on in our life and
I
why we skipped
mean,
last week?
we skipped last week because we were packing our house because we thought we were going to be moving. We're not. This is a waste.
Not yet.
I mean, how far do you want to get into it?
Well, there's a lot of I'm getting a lot of like wind noise in the
Static?
I don't know the technical term. Is that okay? Can we take that out post edit or whatever in editing?
Do you mean the static or
I
like
feel
there's
like
a constant wind?
no, but like if I breathe at all, maybe I'm too close to the mic. It's just like I'm picking it up.
Oh, I don't know. We can start over if you want.
I was just gonna say we should talk about the last couple weeks because there's been a lot of things that have happened in our life,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's been a tough couple weeks for the whole country.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, we skipped last week. We didn't record an episode last week because we were packing our entire house because we thought we were going to be moving. We're not. We're not moving. Joke's on us. So that was a little stressful because it's like, we were down the pipeline with the seller of this home we were going to move into. And they were like, cool, yeah, let's do it. Also, like, can you move in next week? And we were like, oh, God, I guess. Yeah, let's do it. And so we were like in a tizzy, like packing, let's go. And then everything fell through. We actually ended up walking.
Yep.
So I don't know how much in detail you want to necessarily get with all of this, but we are still looking for a home.
Yeah. So we were spending the weekend packing, thinking we were going to have to move this week. And now that is not happening. But on the plus side, we got a lot of stuff decluttered and cleaned and a lot of stuff done that we had to do.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. Call it spring cleaning, if you will.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fall cleaning. So I think we are still looking for homes, and we're doing so now unrepresented. So we are not going to have a real estate agent, and that was something I really wanted to try.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna FAFO, as they say, on this journey.
FAFO.
I've never done this, but I want to try it.
Yeah.
And so far, it's been good.
We already found a real estate lawyer.
Yep. And he's been super helpful.
Really helpful. And we looked at 3 houses yesterday we toured, representing ourselves. It's kind of great.
Yeah, it's been good so far.
I mean, a lot of upsides.
There are. And maybe I'll change my opinion once we go through the whole process. Maybe I'll have a different perspective at the end of it. But as of now, it seems like the way to go. It's nice to be able to talk directly to the listing agent and get a sense for kind of where they are. And if you feel like you're a skilled negotiator and you are competent enough, it seems like it's doable so far for us.
Here's the thing. You are a skilled negotiator, and nobody's going to advocate for you in your home like you living in your home. And we were both talking. We're like, we need a killer. Okay. We need like a go-getter.
Yeah.
And listen, baby, that's us. Okay. Like between me and you together, we definitely have different negotiation styles. You're kind of like spearheading this, which is great. Love that. Lead. You go on and lead this family. And I'm in the background cheering you on. But I'm also like, yes, ask for this. Tell them we need this by the end of the day. Like I think I have like a more like harder approach. Maybe like
now that we're talking about this, this is probably one of the undervalued part of what real estate agents do, because oftentimes, and we even have found ourselves like we're not aligned on what we should do, and we end up having some conflict about it.
Mm-hmm.
And now that there's no agent as like a intermediary, it's I think exposing a little bit more, because normally you would be like, well, I think this, you think this, and then your realtor would say, well, I think here's the approach I would take, and you kind of defer to them because they're like, you probably know better than I do.
Yeah, you're the professional, sure.
But now that we don't have that, it's just me and you, and so actually we've probably had more conflict.
Yeah.
which is, I guess, one of the downsides.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but I think we'll work through it. We got through it yesterday.
We know what we want. I don't think there's like any conflict there. I think it's just maybe.
Well, when you get into the details of what negotiating, like, we're looking at a house right now, and the conflict yesterday was you thought we should be more aggressive. I thought we were being too aggressive, that we needed to dial it back a little bit. And so there was some back and forth between us.
Yeah. So what happened was the house that we were talking about lowered their price significantly to reach an entire new market, right? So let's say you have your filter set to buy a house between $5 and $10, and this house was at $10. Well, now they lowered it, so it's at $6. Okay, just, I don't know, stay with me here. So when you lower it to $6 and people are like, oh shit, I can afford that. I mean, open house, your multiple offer situations, at least that's what the seller is hoping for, because you talk to the agent. And so I saw that price drop, and we both really like this house. And I was like, immediately go for it. Like, offer, like, bing, bang, boom, right? All of the things that we had talked about. And tell them, like, final, we're ready to close, like, today. And you were like, wait. And I'm like, no, we need to go immediately, because this is our chance before anybody else, right? And that's just my style. Like, I'm very much like, let's go, right? Sick 'em. Dog off a leash situation. And so yeah, that could be a conflict if the other party is not aligned, which you are not aligned.
Yeah.
So it's kind of frustrating.
Yes.
For me, because I'm like, we're gonna lose it, right? I have this like very, like, I was like very tied to it, and I had this like scarcity thing going on in my head of like, if we don't do it now, we're never gonna have it. But like, in actuality, the house that is supposed to be our house is going to fall in our lap. It's going to feel so aligned. I personally believe that. I don't think that there's going to be any type of like major conflict. I think things are going to go smoothly. I don't think it's going to feel forced in a lot of ways. So I think I have to keep reminding myself that.
Yeah, and we have been, I mean, if we're honest, I think we've both this has put a lot of strain on our relationship. Just not the part that, without a realtor, but the whole process is very stressful in general.
Yeah.
And
then we've been looking for like a year.
Yeah.
We both want the same thing. We want to get out of this area.
Yeah.
Because we don't feel like it's conducive for us raising a family, which we live in East Austin. East Austin is great, right? But the specific neighborhood that we live in is not. It's not great. There's no sidewalks. So every time we want to take August out for a walk, we have to load the car up and drive around. So it's just like another pain in the ass. Generally speaking, in terms of crime, it's not great. Like we constantly ask like, hey, was that a gunshot or fireworks? And we don't have a yard, and like a million other things. When like the neighborhood like Ring app goes off and it's like, so and so, there was a drive by, and like all this stuff that's happening in East Austin. Personally, good for you if you want to live here and like do your life. I don't want to raise my kid here. That's not what I want.
East Austin is great for certain people at a certain in a certain phase of their life. I mean, it was great for us for the last several years before we had August,
right?
Because we're close to everything, and we have a gym here we love, and we've made friends over here. So, and there's great restaurants. There's a lot of great bars and stuff. So there are definitely a lot of upsides.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
We're now at a phase in our life where we're looking for something different.
Yeah, and I think that concept is probably hard for a lot of people to grasp if they're not parents, right? If you just like you don't get it. There's no way for you to get it. There's no way for you to know, right? Because you're only like thinking about you and yourself. You're not thinking about like somebody else and protecting your child. And when that comes in, that instinct comes in strong. And so I'm just trying to get the fuck out. Like, I'm just trying to be like, this is not it for the next stage of life that I see our family in. And we need something different. So we've been looking for acreage and lots of land and like a yard. Like, we don't have a yard here. And it's like, I think kids should have a yard. And like, this is just me, right? This is my opinion. I know people raising kids in New York City.
You can definitely
don't have yards.
You can definitely do it.
And there's nothing wrong with that. This is just what I want for my life and my kid. and like he's a boy, like the like he just got to run around.
Yeah.
Like give me a little like yard for him or
that
a
is coming out
cul-de-sac
now even more than ever with him, is like he is showing that he is like high. I mean, I have always said he's definitely high energy, but now it's like
he's running
yeah,
around.
I call it he goes goblin mode, because he just
Yeah,
like gets, or I say he's charged up.
yeah, he's charged up, bro.
He gets like this
He's like,
energy and he just wants to run around and scream, and like if you let him, he would probably just like climb on things and dive off them head first. And
it's terrifying.
so yeah, a yard for that is a little bit more free space.
Anyway, that's what's going on. That's kind of why we didn't record last week.
Yeah,
we were packing and we're still looking.
We're back.
We're back.
That's not the only thing. I feel like, right, it's been a tough couple weeks for the country, and probably everyone has felt this a little bit. And with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, which is tragic, that's also led to, I think, a lot of emotional charge. I think everyone's feeling that, or has felt it in the last couple weeks. How have you been feeling about that? Like, do you have any reflections or anything going through that you want to share?
It makes me feel really sad, and I feel very disheartened by people's behaviors on social media, and like it just makes me I know this is like very idealistic, but like can't we all just can't we all just get along? Can't we have a little kumbaya moment? It's very divisive and it stresses me the fuck out. And to be very honest with like all of the house stuff, and it's like stressful because you're planning like moving and like packing, and then like there's all of this like sadness happening in the world, and then you get on social media to try to escape it, but that almost amplifies it and makes it a little bit worse, and you see everybody just going at each other's throats. I was like, really? And I was fucking PMSing. So I was like full on, we are like prior to the menstruation cycle, losing my mind. And you were like, I think you need to take a break off social media. So I didn't handle it well. It was very, just the whole thing is really, 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 really unfortunate. And I don't know. That's just my raw. I didn't know that we were going to talk about this, so I probably could have prepared something more eloquent to say. But
it's okay. We always say we're doing it live, so
yeah. What about you?
Yeah,
it's heavy.
I think similar feelings. When I think like it's definitely a good time to. It was a good time to like take a break a little bit from social media, because I feel like when things like that happen, you just see the worst in people. Sometimes it tends to come out. And I think it's human nature to want to escape in moments like this. And I've certainly felt that, like the feeling of, man, this is terrible. How could you do this to another human being, regardless of their political beliefs?
Right. That part.
Yeah. The instinct is to pull away, to be like, this is clearly like, society is in decline. I say things like this, I don't want to be a part of it. Like, let's just withdraw and, block people on social media, and even like physically, or like just go. It makes you want to like go buy land with your friends and do the whole.
I mean, yeah, I want to do that anyway, but also yes.
But I feel like this is the human. This is the human instinct. Is like,
yeah.
I don't want to be a part of this. It's just too much. And I've been really trying to challenge myself to, instead of doing that, to actually engage. Like, instead of retreat, now's the time to engage.
How are you doing that?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like, I think it's as simple as like talking to people that you think you disagree with. Not pulling back from, maybe you have friends or you have acquaintances that you probably don't align politically with or whatever.
Right.
Instead of the instinct to like pull away from them, I've been trying to challenge myself to like engage with them and don't even talk about politics. Just like text them and just say, "Hey, I'm thinking of you, thinking of your family. Hope you're okay."
Mm,
Like get a coffee with them
that's powerful.
or get lunch and
Right.
don't talk about politics. Just there's so many other things that connect us as human beings. Like talk about food or talk about art or talk about hobbies or music. There's so many other things that you can connect with another human on. And I think this is the challenge that I have for myself is to engage with people. Like don't use this as a reason to like further retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Tell people like we should have a base level of respect and honor for each other as like children of God is the way I view it.
Okay, question. How are you approaching that situation if the other person is not of the same mindset and the other person is just very um, standoffish or um, victim mindset, combative, and maybe they only want to bring up politics?
I think you just have to set the example. You can't change the way other people behave. All you
Mm-hmm.
can do is try to it's the golden rule. Treat others the way you wish to be treated. Like
Yeah.
I think it's as simple as that. And if they don't want to do it, then you can't force them,
Yeah.
you know? But I believe you can have a positive influence on people just by being a light in times like this. And I would say also to um I think for me it's like challenge me to lean in to my faith more
Mm-hmm.
and not be afraid to show that to people. And not in a way that's like I want to push it down your throat or I'm trying to like convert you to my
Yeah,
beliefs.
witness to everyone.
That's not it. It's just I feel challenged the last couple of weeks increasingly more to just be open and honest. Here's and it's just living by that moral code and showing that to others. So it's really challenged me to be that in the community and to be like I think where people struggle with this is like it's so much. Like I get what you're saying, but it's just too much. And I think if you feel like that, that's fine. You can just start in your own household, you know? Like if it's too much to go out and engage with people and you feel that that's overwhelming, just start in your own home. Like how do you just show up as a better dad? How do you show up as a better husband? And or how do you show up as a better son or a daughter to your parents? Like there's more local opportunities to just do that and make sure, check in with people, tell them you care about them and you love them, and I think that's a good place to start.
Mm, that's
So for
powerful.
me it's just yeah, it's just like I felt really pulled towards that lately
Good.
and wanting to share that more and just be more honest with who I am. And it's just because I want to be that light for people, and I hope other people feel like they can do that too.
Mm,
It's not it's not like this whole thing. It's not someone else's problem. I think that's the key insight. Like it's your problem. It's my problem.
mm-hmm.
And like to retreat is to act as if it's someone else's problem. That's not my business. Someone else is going to have to figure that out. It's not on me. And I want to challenge men, strong men and women out there too, to don't view it that way. View it as your responsibility to
Mm-hmm.
fix. And the way that you do that is you show people what the power of faith and the power of courage and the power of love can do uh, positive in this world.
That's really powerful. And I think people are going to see you acting like that, and then you don't know who you're going to be inspiring. You okay?
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
Um, that's really admirable because you know it's a good gut check for everyone. Even me sitting here listening, 'cause sometimes I want to retreat, and I'm like, is it cowardly? Yeah, I don't care. Just let me do it, right? But
Yeah.
really checking yourself and saying like, well, if I do this, right, which is kind of how I approach a lot of work and social media that I do is like, well, if nobody else is going to talk about it, I have to be the one to talk about it. So if I'm going to be out there and talking about it, somebody else might see that, and that's going to inspire that person that you don't even know how many people you're going to inspire.
Yes.
You know, that ripple effect. The ripple effect is a very real thing. It's a very real thing. And a lot of the times we don't even talk about it. You never see how many ripples are actually touching other people. Like you never fully see the full extent of your kindness, generosity, how that really touches other people.
You brought this up. I think you posted about this. I vaguely recall.
Don't act like you watch my post, by the way.
It was like a thread you had or something where you said, and I'll never forget this guy.
What?
He was, so when we used to live in DC.
You saw that?
I did, yeah. So you did. I'm not making it up. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes,
okay,
let's talk about it.
So this guy would stand out in front of the Rosslyn metro station, which is in Arlington, Virginia, if you're not familiar with it, every morning. I think he sold newspapers or something.
I think so, yeah.
But this man was what, like, I'm talking about. Like, he was such a light in the world. He had a very simple job, but he did it with such character and just like love. And I forget what he would say, but basically he was there every morning and you could always count on him to give you a compliment or say something really nice that just made your day.
Like, I mean, the amount of times he was like, I love your outfit. Oh, look at those boots. Yeah. Oh, look at that dress. And like, just not even in like a sexualized way that you think that like a man would say to a woman who looks good. It was just filled with like kindness and love. And I posted the thread and I was like, you know, I often think about this guy and I wonder if he's still there. And like, if he is, like, I hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
It was just like, he made everyone's day. Everyone.
I'll never forget. One day I was walking in. So this is back when I was in consulting. I used to have to wear suits every day.
Yeah. Wow. What a life.
Crazy. And I had like a new suit on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going into work. I think it was like one of the first days I was going in. So I was kind of nervous. Mm. You know, oh gosh, like big day, first day, big first impression. And he said something. He looked at me, he's like, "Good morning, man. That suit, you look really sharp." Something like that. And
yes.
Man, I just never forgot him.
Yeah. Now you're just like, oh, there's a pep in my step. Look at me. I am sharp. Shannon Sharp. What up?
Yeah.
Which Shannon Sharp, his suits are always.
He is well dressed.
You can't argue.
He's well dressed.
Holy shit.
The fit.
The tie. Everything be matching. The fucking pocket square.
The fit.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this is an example of what I mean. It's just like, you don't have to have like a fancy job or you don't have to be anyone. Like you could just do this in whatever small way that you can show other people you care and like try to make their day or just delight them in some way. I've been trying to do this more for months now. I think I've talked about this before, but like one small way I try to do this is like when I'm out at a store or something, I try to address people by their name. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm getting a coffee or something and, you know, I'll just say, hello, like, hi, Sam, how are you? Good morning. Mm-hmm. Like just really basic stuff like that where you're like making it a bit more of a human interaction. Mm-hmm. I feel like even small stuff like that can make people feel good.
But not in like a salesy way, you know? People are trying to sell you and they're like, yeah, Tim. You know what I mean, Tim? And they just keep saying your name.
Well, it's the opposite. In this scenario, I'm already buying it anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't have to sell me.
There was just like an era of where everybody like read that one book and it's like how to win
how to make friends and influence people. That is a fantastic book.
Okay, great. But like everybody just took on the part that was like, look at people directly and say their names. And it just got overwhelming that like anytime someone says my name, I'm like very turned off by it now.
Really?
That's just a personal thing. Yeah, like if somebody doesn't know me, they're meeting me for the first time and they say my name like 5
you
times
feel like
in the
they're
first
trying
sentence.
To sell you something.
Yes, I'm like, just get to the fucking shit. What do you need? Right? And that's just because I'm so desensitized at this point to that goddamn book. And I'm like, stop saying my name.
It's a good book.
Like,
it's a good book. If you haven't read it, you should read it or just like ask for a summary on ChatGPT. This is one of the things he talks about is like, you know, using people's names. but it is that stuff, and that's in the context of business, but it's applicable to, I think it's the basic level is just human interaction. How do you really, you don't like someone using your name?
Mm-mm. Can we stop it? Oh, I wish we would stop. It's like a dead giveaway that you're about to be sold. And I'm just like, at that point, checked out.
Okay.
Checked out.
So don't use it on you, basically.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we move on
Okay.
To something a little bit lighter.
Oh, okay. What do we got?
We're gonna try these weekly segments now. So the first one we have today is the 3-minute fight. Just after we've spent
I forgot about this.
The first 25 minutes talking about civility and grace and honor, respect for your
now we're gonna fight
fellow brothers and sisters in Christ. Now we're gonna talk about
get the gloves.
Yeah, now we're gonna actually fight it out live. And
do we have gloves down here?
We haven't rehearsed this. I don't even know what are we gonna fight about.
Well, talk about the premise.
Oh, the premise is basically each week we are going to pick something we disagree on. This is mostly not like this is just for fun. This is probably going to be lighter subjects, but things that we like fight about, and we're going to fight about them live. And
there's a 3-minute timer.
Yeah, maybe it'd be cool to put up a poll or something if folks want to vote who they agree with more at the end of it, like through little 3-minute debates.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. And then we can see who really has the final word, who has the final say. So you're gonna get a timer. Wait, what's the topic? Or don't. Okay, wait. Question. Are you going to know the topic every week, or can I have a topic some weeks?
We're not scripting this. So whatever you want to, you can.
Well, no, the reason I ask is because if you have the topic, then you can sit and think for a whole week before we record.
I don't think that's I don't think we should do that. That's too scripted, and we've always said we want to be we want to have some high level ideas,
that's
and then we're going to do the rest live. So let's just pick the subject live.
Let's pick the subject, and then you get a timer.
Okay.
So things that we disagree with from this last week, or just in general? It doesn't have to be
last week, whatever. What is it for you? You want to go?
Things that things.
I have one.
Okay.
Unless you were.
I have one, but you can go. No, you can go ahead.
Okay. Eating in bed. Ready?
Start it.
So I am adamantly against this for the simple reason that it is disgusting. You sleep there, and eating inevitably generates crumbs.
Okay.
And other residual food, which attracts bugs and other things you do not want in your bed.
Okay.
So there is never a time it is appropriate to eat in bed, in my opinion. You should always eat in the kitchen or in the dining room in the proper place, so that your bed remains clean as a sanctuary. You don't have to worry about it, having bugs or anything you don't want there. It's a very simple argument.
Okay. Do you have sex in your bed?
Yes, but I would say that is not the same thing.
Is that clean?
It's certainly not attracting bugs as far as I know.
Have you literally, do you eat like a savage?
Sometimes I do.
And it's just like, whoa, fucking crumbs everywhere.
It's inevitable. You can't, even if you try to eat carefully.
Not even the case. Okay, because here's the thing. Number one, room service. Number two, breakfast in bed. Go fuck yourself. I'm never not gonna have breakfast in bed. If somebody ever comes up to me and says, hey, can I bring you breakfast in bed? I will never say no. It's always going to be a yes. And what do you do when you have breakfast in bed? And what do you do when you're on room service? They bring you a tray. It is called a bed tray to eat it in your bed so that you're not hovered over. Like this is how you eat already, right? You're just like, ooh, like a savage, right? Just like hovered over like it's your last meal, like you're eating in prison.
You're talking about me specifically.
You specifically. Not normal people don't eat like that. Or if they do in bed, they're a little bit more careful. And you have the tray. So if any crumbs do fall, which, I mean, yeah, sure, crumbs are going to fall. You have a catch-all tray for your crumbs. So it takes away your entire argument because you take the tray up and you leave. And the crumbs up, they go bye-bye and they leave.
Okay. The hotel is an exception. We have 1 minute left. A hotel is an exception, because normally there is no better place to eat. Also, hotels a good hotel, the kind we stay at, tend to have very high levels of pest control. You tend to be at very high levels of the building.
I'm not talking about the hotel.
You're only sleeping there for a couple nights.
Talk about in bed, our bed. Why can't you use a tray with it? You can.
You can, but once you set the precedent, inevitably it will turn into eating more in bed, and then inevitably there will be crumbs and
bring a tray with you.
Residue.
What are you talking about? This literally solves your entire thing that you're arguing about. Bring a fucking tray with you, and then you have all of your problems and concerns solved.
Even if you don't leave any crumbs while the food is there, you are, during that period, you are attracting bugs.
What?
Yes.
So the bugs are just smelling it, even though it's there for 10 minutes, and then...
That is how bugs work. Yeah, they do.
Oh my God, please.
Okay, that's it. 3 minutes. Tell us if you think, where you're at. If you're listening,
Dumb.
which part of this side of this argument do you fall in? Is eating in bed ever acceptable? We're never going to agree on that one. And for the record, I do let you eat in bed. I have made breakfast in bed for you.
You don't let me do anything. Let's be very clear.
Correct. But, this is something I have come around on, and I allow it for you, and I let it go.
When the nanny is here and I'm like eating lunch and I don't want August to see me, guess where I go? Upstairs in the bed. And I sit down and I eat my lunch and I send my little emails and then I go about my day. And look, if I have any crumbs, you know what I do? I go shoo with my hand and I put them in a little paper towel, and then
sometimes
I throw the paper towel
leave
away.
Drinks up there. It drives me crazy. Drinks with like sugar in them, not in the bed, but like close to the bed.
I don't drink anything with sugar.
Well, you do. I don't know if that's true. You drink things with like sugar residue.
What on earth are you talking about?
Like you make like fancy iced coffees that maybe you don't dump sugar in it, but some of the added like things you put in, I'm pretty sure have some sugar.
Like when I get a sugar-free something, it says sugar-free. What are you talking about?
It's just a pet peeve.
Oh, the other day I left an Alani up on the bathroom counter.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And you were like, "Are you trying to get bugs in here?"
Okay, we're far beyond the 3 minutes.
Okay, we're done. We gotta stop. But do I have one for you next week that I think people are gonna love? I do.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? Hit me.
We had, I think, some questions, right? Did we want to go to there?
Yes, but I don't have my phone.
Okay. Are the questions here? Did we write them down?
In the shared note?
I think there was one, which was what do we fight about? But we just actually did that in a segment. Are there other more substantive things we could talk about there that maybe we tend to disagree on?
I mean, the shit that we disagree on is like so minuscule and minor where it's like not even a real argument. I feel like we haven't had a real argument in a decade.
Okay, then let's transition to another segment we're going to do.
Okay. I love a segment.
We love a segment.
We love a segment.
This one's called The Rewrite.
The Rewrite. Okay, Tell me about this.
So we're going to pick one moment from the last week. So technically it would be the last 2 weeks for us, and we didn't do a show last week.
Okay.
One moment that didn't go well, and rewrite how you wish it would have played out.
Oh, okay. What, is the moving one too obvious? Because it's kind of like...
Well, we already talked about that. Maybe something else.
Okay. That's really what's coming to my mind. Why don't you go? I need a second to think about it.
Okay.
Like in our lives?
Yeah. Anything that you are reflecting on, you're like, yeah, I wish that would have gone differently. I'll tell you the way I'm interpreting this is like, personally, how did I act or show up as a husband or father that I'm like, I should have done that better.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to interpret it that way.
You're going deep with it.
I am. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Okay.
Mine is not deep. Mine is petty.
Well, why don't we start with yours?
Okay, great. Mine is, we were looking at a house yesterday, and this real estate agent that was showing us the house, that she was representing the seller. So we had never met her before. She was like, "What kind of homes are you looking at?" And we were saying, "Well, we're looking at this and this, and this one that we're looking at has like 15 acres. And she was like, "Oh, wow." What the fuck did she say? What did she say? She was like,
"That's a totally different lifestyle."
But in a condescending way. Am I wrong? She said, "Oh, that's a different lifestyle. Like, are you sure you can handle it?" kind of way. And I was like, And then
so
I walked
you
away.
Wish you would have been.
I wish I would have been like.
So you're interpreting this the other way. You're saying not be a better person. How do you take the lower road?
I wanted to take the lower road because I wanted to be like, first of all, I'm from the country. You have no idea. who I am, right? Because I looked very Stepford yesterday, right? I looked very, the pearls and the sweater draped over my shoulders, and I had a baby on my hip, and I looked like a stay-at-home mom. And I just wanted to be like, bitch, I have an ATV. Like, I'm from the country. Like, I literally grew up like this. You have no idea who I am. But I didn't. I took the high road. And sometimes I wish I would have taken the low road because I'm petty and hormonal right now. So
she was, she didn't say it. Here's my interpretation. She didn't say it in a super condescending way, but I do acknowledge she was, it was a passive way of saying, are you sure that's what you want?
It was passive. Yeah. And you even brought it up last night when we were talking about it. You were like, oh yeah, she did say it. I was like, oh, okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one that picked up on it. Like you also picked up on it.
One thing we've realized very quickly with not doing this, and this is not a real estate podcast, but I feel like this is just what's clearly top of mind for us. So I'm sorry if this is boring you. But one thing we've seen now without an agent, when you engage directly with the seller's agent, is there's a lot of you could call this power talk.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of this like veiled and it's funny because they clearly all like follow roughly the same I don't want to call it a script, but they all have the same little sayings that they use, and they're like coded ways to say things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a good example where like she's subtly challenging our idea of wanting to have 15 acres as like, you have a kid, are you sure you can handle all of that? This house you should buy because it's smaller acreage, but it's less maintenance. So she's saying that in a very subtle way.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of funny examples where I've seen agents like do this, and I get it, but another way that they do it is that like when you call them and you're just like, hey, I'm interested in this house, can you tell me about it? The first thing they do is they always go through a laundry list of all the people that are interested.
Right.
They're like, oh yeah, we have this person who's they made an offer, and I'm not saying they're lying about it, but they're clearly like they're doing the thing they're supposed to do, which is this is a hot house and like you better hurry up kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all these like veiled ways that there's like layered communication.
Yeah,
it's funny to see.
I mean, they're not gonna. I would do the same thing. They're not gonna be like, oh, we're desperate.
No, of course, they're doing exactly what they should do, representing the seller's agent. You just have to know that, and you're just like, okay, I know you're going to say this.
Yeah.
And then when I throw out a number, I know you're gonna be like, oh God, no way, they won't do that. It's no way, it's too much, too low.
Yeah.
So you just got to like expect that. But yeah. Anyway, so you would have taken the lower road.
God, I wanted to.
You wanted to fire back.
It was the last house we had seen. We'd been in the car for hours. I'm at the end of my freaking rope.
Yeah.
August is not happy. What's yours? Yours is all mighty and.
Oh man, I forgot mine now. What was it?
What would you have changed?
When we were going out to view houses yesterday. So I've been planning all of this. And this is a common thing we fight about, which we'll talk about in a future episode. But our timing is very different. So Amanda insists on being early to everything.
It right now.
I have a much more buffer. Although when it comes to work, I'm different. So I want to clarify, like at work, I take being on time very seriously. But in every other context, I am very much so of the opinion that it is okay to be a few minutes late. Even if I'm not intentionally trying to be late, like if I hit traffic or something, I'm like, it's fine. Like I'm going to be 10 minutes late.
It's so disrespectful.
Sorry, I can't control traffic. That's exactly what happened yesterday. So we were driving out and we hit a ton of traffic, and immediately we were like, oh God, we're going to be late. And in my head, I'm like, it's fine. Who cares? You were losing it.
Yeah, because that sets me off. That sends me off the deep end, especially as a first impression. That's so disrespectful of somebody else's time. You don't know what they have after. We had things after that we were then late for, and then it just domino effects.
Yeah.
And it's like, this person is sitting there waiting for us for 15 fucking minutes. If that shit happens to me, I'm leaving. I'm literally leaving and have left before. I don't play with that. Time is energy. Time is money. It is the only asset we have. And I'm not about to play around with it.
That's a pretty good argument, actually. When you put it like that, then you are actually like stealing from someone.
It's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
And so my whole thing was like, let me plan and schedule when we need to leave the house. Because I automatically buffer for traffic, and I give a second. If we sit in the driveway for 5 minutes beforehand and we're early, that's a win for me.
Yeah. I will never forget. I have to bring this up because this is like one of the moments
This is a stressful episode.
I felt vindicated. I have been wrong on this multiple times. So I'll never forget it. Years ago, we had some friends that invited us to a New Year's party. We lived in DC at the time. I don't know if you remember this.
Wait, yeah.
And this is
house party?
this I want to clarify where I stand because right now I'm losing this argument. They said parties like what? It starts at 7 or whatever. It was 7 p.m. And I implicitly understood, okay, it's a New Year's party, which means it like the actual peak doesn't happen until midnight on New Year's Eve. No one is showing up at 7 p.m. That's insane. Did the lighting just change or is that outside?
I think it's outside.
Okay.
It's a cloud cover.
So I was like, hey, it'd be crazy to show up at 7 p.m. Like we need to show up like closer to 9 or like 8 at the earliest 8. You insisted. You were like, no, we will show up at 7 p.m. Actually, I think we were a couple minutes before. I think we were at like 6:50 when we knocked on their door and they didn't answer. And we kept knocking. And I think you called them. You're like,
wait,
hey.
Can you remind me who this was?
I don't remember the name. What's the matter?
Because I'm not thinking that this was a New Year's party. I'm thinking this was something else. And I just want to make sure.
I'm pretty sure it was a New Year's party, but it was a party. And the implicit understanding in a party is
and you left, right?
No, we went in. Let me finish the story.
Okay, sorry.
You called them and you're like, hey, we're outside. Like, can you open the door? And they were like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Like we just, yeah, we'll be right there. And then we go in their house and they were like disheveled. They were like not ready. They're like, oh, sorry, we took a nap. Like we just woke up. And I was so embarrassed because I was like, oh my God. We were clearly the only ones there at that time. And they weren't even expecting anyone to show up at 7 p.m. So we were there way too early. And we had like an hour and a half of just awkwardness of just us.
Oh my God.
Being early while they were getting things ready. And it was just like.
I literally don't remember that.
Okay.
Did you leave early that night? Like you were like, I'm leaving, and then
No, that was a different night. But
see, that's why I'm not remembering this. Was this like True Food?
I think it was part of that gang. Yeah.
What?
But it was so embarrassing.
But also, like, that's embarrassing for them. If you say 7 o'clock, you need to have your fucking house ready. That's also like not on me.
I think that when people have social events, like it's understood that you just be a few minutes late.
Well, that's the difference between me and you.
So back to the what would I rewrite? Two things. A, I probably should have consulted you on the timing, and I could have known that there would have been traffic, and I could have adjusted and given us some buffer.
Mm-hmm.
More importantly, though, I think the way I handled it in the moment was not the smoothest. Like knowing you would be very, very triggered by this, I think I could have been just more, just more like, hey, my bad, sorry about that,
apologetic.
Kind of yeah, where I think my first reaction was like to fight with you about like it's not a big deal, don't worry about it, like
yeah,
chill out.
But you just kind of shut down. You just like stopped talking.
Yeah, and I could have just said, hey, it's my fault, I'm sorry. It's I'll either let you handle scheduling next time or I'll build more buffer in. I understand how you feel, kind of thing. That would have been like the better version of me showing up.
Thoughtful.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, like let's just be better at delegating tasks to people who are best at those tasks.
That is a core relationship skill that I cannot and advocate for enough.
And even like with me wanting to be like, I want to put the pants on and negotiate the home when like you're clearly handling it and like running with it. I could probably do a better job of like chilling the fuck out and being like, he's got it. He's got us. He knows exactly what we need. He knows exactly what my wishes are. And you've said to me multiple times, your opinion is so important to me. And if you don't like it, we're not doing it. Yeah. So like, why would I not trust you to make the right decision? Yes. It's just because I want to be in control. So like, maybe I could do better at delegating that to you, and you could be better at delegating all the calendar shit to me. Like literally let me handle it. I will not steer us wrong. Cheers.
Look at that. Wrapping it. Yeah, that was
Welcome
a beautiful
to the couples therapy.
circle back. There is this like dance. I think dancing is a great analogy here because when you dance, and I'm an awful dancer, but we've taken a couple line dancing lessons.
It's not.
And what is like the core thing they teach you? There's a leader and there's a follower when you dance. It doesn't have to be the same person all the time, but it needs to be clear who is leading and who is following.
Right.
And I think a relationship and all the things in your relationship are just like that. It doesn't have to be I'm leading everything all the time.
No,
but we need to be clear. You need to be clear who is leading what and who is following, because if you're both trying to lead, you're going to be out of step. You're going to be out of alignment, and it doesn't work. So I think the negotiation is a primary example of that. And I expressed this to you, in the moment yesterday, where I was like, you just have to let me lead this. Like, I know, no offense, but I spent way more time understanding things like interest rates, and I know this stuff now. I've spent I know way too much about it. Frankly, I wish I didn't, but I do.
Why don't you go get your real estate license for shits and gigs?
Yeah. So I was just like, please let me do this. I will obviously incorporate how you feel. And now, honestly, the way I look at this, I'm almost thinking like, if you notice when the agents yesterday would ask us, how do you feel about the house? I would defer to you first. I would stay quiet. Because like my basic view is like, it needs to be aligned with your intuition. If it's not, it's a no. Just because there's something about your intuition that I have learned to trust.
Aww.
It's not the only thing, but it is a huge thing.
Major.
So where if we walk in a house and you're like, no, I just can't see August growing up and us, having our family here, it's like, I can't, there's no getting past that. You just move on.
That's powerful. That's a woman's intuition, baby.
I think
you can't
there
teach
is something
this stuff.
to
You
it.
can't teach it. It's a primal thing. It's something that you have, and if you don't have it, you'll never get it.
Yeah.
And it's strong. And when you hone in and tap into that, and you have the ability to tap into that, it literally leads you in every part of your life. It's your North Star.
It is, and I trust your intuition on a lot of things like that.
Thanks.
You'll ask me like, Tim, what's your gut?
Yeah, and you're like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, just try.
I honestly am like, I don't know if I just lack this. I mean, obviously I have intuition.
Yeah. You've never been taught to nurture it. No one's ever like talked to you about it or like taught you like how to like take a step. It's like, yoga or meditation. Like you don't know how to do it the very first time. It's a practice. You have to work at it. And it's like learning to trust yourself in your body.
I can feel the vibes. It's not that I lack.
Yeah.
I definitely, but I just have learned to kind of outsource that intuition to you in a lot of situations because yours seems to be good. But it's funny because I think this is like sometimes a disconnect we have where you're just like, well, what about you? Like, what's your gut saying? I'm just like, well, the house costs this much and the interest rate's this. So if we do this specific type of mortgage, here will be the monthly. And you're like, no. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, how do you feel about it? And I'm like, I don't know.
What does your bones feel?
Yeah, I think you said that. What do you feel in your bones about?
Yeah, like in your bones. I don't know. I be knowing shit. Yeah. Like you're good with vibes. Like you're socially like aware. You're not like, but it's like a layer deeper than that.
Yeah.
We'll work on it, babe.
That's okay. Also it's fine. I think I can outsource a lot of that. And,
okay.
And I bring the other side of it where I can rationalize and, reason through and make sure financially and all that stuff makes sense. And that's where I'm good. Let me be good there. Trust your gut. And, we do this with parenting too, a lot. I feel like I will say though, on the parenting front, I feel much more in tune to what the gut feel is.
Ooh, good. Well, we need that too. So that's great.
Yeah. And we've talked about that before, but I was like, I defer to my gut on parenting almost all. Like it's the one area where I'm like, I'll listen to what other people think and I'll certainly like learn about it, but like it's not going to override what I feel.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like I've got this instinct of how to parent. I don't need to be told how to parent.
You've said that so many times before. Like there have been instances.
Before we had August, I don't know that we fought about this to be clear, but it was like something we talked about where you were like, You got to read these books.
I was like, just like watch YouTube videos or read a fucking book. Like you've literally never changed a diaper. You don't know what you're doing. And you're like, I'm going to be good.
Yeah. And I didn't. I read one book.
I got you a book. You read it.
I read one book.
Yeah.
And that was really just to make you feel like good. I did not read the whole. I did not read the whole book. I read parts of the book. I skimmed it. Did I learn anything? I couldn't tell you a single thing from that book that I remember.
Stop.
Okay, there's one thing I remember, which is how to be like a good birthing partner, and it was all about like, setting like as the partner, like you should think about yourself as like setting the cadence.
Yeah.
Right, because like a lot of the birthing process, you would know obviously much better than me. It is about cadence because those contractions, they come at specific times. And the book was talking about how like a good partner would like help set that cadence. And so I guess I remember that, but I don't remember anything else. Everything else I've done, I've just done it. I've just figured it out. I will say I defer more to family on this, and when your mom was here, I was always asking her questions.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's seasoned.
I just trust that way more.
Oh yeah.
How did you do this when when Amanda was a baby? Like, and I remember asking her a bunch of like really basic questions,
and she remembered everything.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that sounds like a good way. I don't know, but I trust it way more. I mean, clearly it was successful.
And then if something like felt off to you, you always said like, that doesn't feel right. There's got to be a different way.
Yeah,
you're good at that as a dad.
What was an example of that?
Dude, baby-led weaning. You were like, fuck no, bro. This is not primal. This is not.
Oh yeah,
remember that?
That struck me as the
you were
weirdest.
Like, we tried it. We tried baby-led weaning at 4 months. Which, if you're not a parent, you're like, what the fuck is this? It's when you give your kids like legit pieces of food that are not cut up, right? You like hand it to them and they're like gnawing on it. They don't have teeth yet or whatever. And it's terrifying. It's terrifying because instinctually you're like, cut it up, right? But baby-led weaning is like this like new age shit where we're like, all right, well, we're going to try it. And our pediatrician was, I almost said our vet. Pediatrician was like advocating for it. Like, yeah, go ahead. It's like, it's great. It's going to help them with their fine motor skills, put their hand to their mouth and really like, yes, we love all of that. But you were just like, I mean.
I don't trust it. It's a new idea. I am default skeptic of like new ideas.
Yeah. Well, you're skeptic to your core about everything.
I think it's healthy to be skeptical about things in general. You should still be open, but
your argument was like, this is not like primal. This is not like how.
It just didn't feel natural to me at all. Like, I mean, there are literally, aren't there animals who chew up their food for their offspring? I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Like giving your child something that they could definitely choke on.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense. I'm just like,
and the
argument that it helps them with fine motor skills. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't do that. The baby-led weaning wasn't a thing when we were babies. We both have fine motor skills. So there's clearly other ways to build those. I think
also like devil's advocate because like we did it. I didn't love it, but I did it. It made me anxious. It definitely gave me anxiety. And like, I don't know. I think another argument is that like it helps them learn like about their gag reflex, right? Like they would gag and you would be like, oh my God, they're choking. But like, that's not choking, that's gagging. And so it's like, that was maybe too far back. Maybe the next bite, we don't go that far back, right? So they're like learning in a very live feedback loop.
But then again,
it's terrifying.
We figured that out without it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's great. I'm just like, a lot of people swear by it though, Tim. Like a lot of people are like, this is end all be all. And like, if your baby doesn't do this, then like.
And then I'm even more skeptical when people say that there's this one way.
It's only one way, baby.
This is the way. Because it's like everything, like in 10 or 20 years,
there's a new
something's going to come out. There'll be a new way. And this happens all the time. We do it now. We look back at what was the thing in the 70s and 80s was like no fat in your food. Everything was, or maybe that was like.
No salt.
No salt. That was another thing. But that was later. I feel like the fat was first. And there was like, this was actually in our lifetime. This was like 90s. Sorry, I think I'm getting the timing wrong.
Fat-free.
Fat-free everything. Replaced butter with margarine. Like, and all of that turned out to be horrific advice.
So bad for you.
And
so bad for you.
And
margarine.
There's so many other examples of stuff like this.
One particle away from plastic.
There's like other examples of this where we learn years later, like, okay, that's bad advice. I feel like that's why I am also default skeptic. I'm like, is this going to be one of those things in 20 years? They're like, God, can you believe parents in the 2020s were doing this? I'm not saying baby-led weaning will be that thing, but there will definitely be things that we're doing now that we think are great.
Yeah.
That we will learn over time were just not good ideas. And
so like, do what's best for you. Listen to your intuition, go with your gut. Even if you're not a parent, talk about this and like you're like navigating your career, even like just like what feels right. And do that and be skeptical, and everything is nuanced. It doesn't have to be black and white. It can be very gray. We love a gray.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
Shall we wrap it up? I think we're right at time.
Oh, look at that. Hell yeah, brother.
We will be here again next week, right?
Do you want to give a little teaser about what we have coming up, or I don't know, just want to say goodbye?
What's coming up for us? I think just it's like we're getting into the fall, and just I don't think we have anything huge. We have some trips planned with friends. That'll be fun.
Yeah, next month.
And we are going to continue house hunting. I'm sure we'll continue to talk about it here, so you'll hear more of that. Mm-hmm. And let us know what you think about the segments. Did you like them? Do you not?
Yeah,
like them?
I got a really good idea for the next fight segment.
Okay. Maybe we'll fight live. We'll put on gloves and we'll actually spar.
Okay, great. You would love that.
I would love that.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Bye.